Hello, brave, beautiful, beloved soul friends. Welcome back to another Conversations with Kristin, that beautiful time of your day where you explore human consciousness from the inside out. Pookie Bear welcomes you into the power of this now moment, and I greet you with love and light. Thank you so much for joining and tuning in today. So I'd like to talk about how life is an unfolding storybook and what that really means, and how we can use this insight to establish a deeper sense of compassion with our own consciousness. So when you read a book, you're reading the finished product. You're reading something that is done, been worked on, perfected, edited, published, distributed, etc. And there's this nice big thick book filled with organized content. You read one word, it's followed by another word, and then it forms a sentence, and then the sentences form a paragraph, and then the paragraphs form a page, and then there's multiple pages, and you turn the page, and there's filled with text in a very organized manner, and everything makes sense, and everything flows, and you get to know what to expect. You know exactly what to expect. You can look in the table of contents, and you can see the different chapters lined up and their titles, and you can have a general understanding of what to expect, and you can read the back of the book, and you can read the summary of what it is. You can read reviews about the book, what other people say and whether they recommend it or not. You can skim through it and glance ahead in the book and see what's to come. You don't have to go in order, and yet when you go in order, there's a certain organization to it so the content makes sense in a particular way, right? So that's the finished product of a book. But what about the process of writing a book? I've been writing a couple books and playing with that process, and it's fascinating because you might have a general idea of what you want to come. You might have a general outline of what you think the book will look like. You might have a general feeling about the general direction you want to go, but you don't know what the final copy is going to look like. You don't know exactly what it's going to say in the summary on the back of the book. You don't know exactly what the chapter titles are going to be. You don't know the next word that you're going to write. You just have an idea of where you hope you're going, or an intention about the general energetic direction you're headed in. Books can only ever be written one word, one letter at a time. You don't know what the next page is going to look like because you haven't gotten there. You're not writing it yet. One moment, one letter, one word, one breath at a time. That's all any human being can ever do. And yet it's a lot. Because if you keep doing that, you eventually get this amazing book. And our lives are like writing a book. We don't know what the book of our lives is going to look like in the end. We don't know what we're going to be experiencing 10 years from now. We don't know what our brain is going to feel like in a year from now. We don't know these things. Our book of life is not a finished copy. It's not done. It's not completely written. It's not been edited. It's not been published and distributed all over the world. It's being written right here, right now. And so it's okay to not know what things are going to look like. It's okay to not know what the next page is going to say. It's okay to not know what the chapters ahead are going to be like. It's okay to let go of needing to know these things. It is safe to surrender and trust the journey. It is safe to be present with one breath, one letter, one word at a time. So these letters and these words, it's not something we're physically writing. It's something we're energetically writing. Through our intention, or the energetic direction of our internal focus, and through our attention, or the external direction of our energetic focus, through intention and attention, we are writing energies inside of our neurophysiology and our consciousness that will ultimately create the storybook of our lives. But books are not written in an instant. It's very rare to just write a 300-page book in one day. I'm sure it's been done, but it's not the normal route of book writing. It's not the normal route of book writing. You don't sit down and instantly have 300 pages. It's only ever one moment, one breath, one letter, one word at a time. Let your healing journey be that. Let your healing journey be one breath at a time. Let your healing journey be one moment at a time. You don't need to know what's going to happen 10 minutes from now. You don't need to know what's going to happen 2 days from now. You don't need to know what's going to happen 1 week from now. You're not there yet, so don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Don't think about it. Don't stress about it. Don't invest energy in a time and place that's not here. Sure, be responsible and be organized in whatever way you need to make the best of where you're at, but don't focus out there, because next week is not here. Next month is not here. 2 days from now, even 10 minutes from now, it's not here yet. And when you're focused in a time and place that's not here, you're abandoning your power, you're neglecting your consciousness, and you're forfeiting an opportunity to heal, transform, and empower yourself from the inside out and rewrite your own neurophysiology, your own brain-body system wiring. That can only be done through presence. You can only heal, transform, or empower any aspect of yourself, your consciousness, or your neurophysiology through presence. You gotta be right here, right now. You gotta be fully present. And it's easy to feel like writing the storybook of our lives requires an outline. Okay, this chapter's gonna be next, and it's gonna be this many pages, and it's gonna say approximately this, and I'm gonna spend approximately this long writing it, and then it's gonna be this chapter. We feel like we need an outline for our lives. Let go of that. Decide today that you do not need an outline for the storybook of life that you are writing. Decide to let that go. Decide to just be present with one word, one breath, one letter at a time. I am present. I love myself. Let that be the sentence that you write today for your storybook. Storybooks, any kind of book, can only be written one letter at a time. And it's easy to look at the final product of a life or a book and see everything organized and everything flowing and everything make sense and everything have a point and everything be leading somewhere and everything be done and complete and understood and comprehended and flush and clean and not messy at all. But that's not the process of book writing. Sometimes book writing looks like having 1,000,000 sticky notes taped on a wall and not even knowing what's going to happen next. Sometimes book writing can look like having 1,000 notes in your phone and wondering if you're ever going to get it organized. Sometimes book writing can be staring at a blank sheet of paper wondering if you're ever going to write anything. Let writing the book of your life look like whatever it looks like. Don't try to force it into looking like the way someone else is writing their book of life, because you're not them, you're not there. Don't worry about it. Everyone's writing a storybook of their life. Hello, little dude. Got a little bug crawling on my leg. Hello, little guy. You wanna crawl my finger? Yeah, he wants to crawl on my finger. Everyone's writing a storybook of their life. And people might pretend like they have an outline and they know exactly what's coming next and they've got these plans. And it's great to have dreams. It's great to have ideas. It's great to have opportunities. But no one really knows what's going to happen next. No one knows what they're going to be experiencing a week from now. No one knows for sure what they're going to be experiencing in a year from now. No one knows. So maybe we're allowed to let go a little. Maybe we don't need to be controlling everything all the time. Maybe it's okay to not know. Maybe it's okay to give ourselves grace and compassion and space to just be exactly who and where we are. Maybe we don't have to look at where we want to go and what things are supposed to look like. And maybe we're allowed to just be right here, right now. And maybe that's always enough. And maybe that's how we can actually write the most amazing, epic book ever. It's through the power of our own presence. Just allowing it to unfold naturally. With intentionality. But without us forcing or controlling or rushing anything. So don't look at the finished books. Don't look at how other people are writing their books. Focus on your book. One breath, one letter, one moment, one word at a time. Be present with yourself. Be conscious about your intention and your attention, for there lies your energetic power. And from that space, everything is limitless. You become infinite. I love you. Thank you so much for tuning into this Conversations with Kristin. If you're looking for healing journey guidance or resources, I offer a variety of opportunities through my Consciousness Consultancy. I offer Consciousness Consulting Calls, where we get together and share sacred healing space through an audio call, and we connect. And I explore what's been happening in your inner world. What have you been experiencing lately? And from there, we interpret the clues of consciousness. Okay, you're sensing this. That indicates this happening within your consciousness and or your neurophysiology. From this renewed space of self-understanding, we move forward, and I help you create a tangible plan of action. What's something you can do every day in your life that feels good to invest in, that can transform your experiences by transforming your consciousness from the inside out? If you're interested in my consciousness consulting services, you can email me anytime. If you have questions or if you'd like to schedule your call, I would be honored to connect with you at artistryofexistence@gmail.com. I'd love to hear from you and connect and explore your healing journey in a deeper, more dynamic way. And if you're looking for healing journey resources, I create content for it. I have my Healing into Happiness PLAYbook, which is a 262-page priceless healing journey resource that provides over 3 years of healing journey empowerment by offering you tangible healing journey play, things you can do easily in your everyday life that feel good and fun and based in love and empowerment. And they simultaneously rewire your neurophysiology, transform your brainwave regulation, your nervous system regulation, increase frontal lobe engagement, help with memory formation and processing, a variety of aspects of life experience, become amplified, empowered, uplifted, restored, rejuvenated through my Healing into Happiness PLAYbook. It has changed my life, and I'm confident it can change yours. And then I also offer my Restoring Consciousness Toolkit, where I explain, explore, and empower human consciousness from the inside out. I created my own diagram explaining human consciousness, and from that space, I offer a deeper dive into what's happening beyond the surface of you. And from there, I offer step-by-step guidance to work with your parts. Who are your subconscious parts? How can you recognize their presence? How can you connect with them? How can you interpret their clues of consciousness to identify their needs, fears, and desires? How can you respond to them to connect with them and attune with them and amplify them and restore them and heal them and empower them? Step-by-step instructions and a healing journey guide. It's a book, and then it comes with flowcharts. You can easily, at a glance, recognize, interpret, and respond to your clues of consciousness. And then it goes in and explains personal power, what it is, why it matters, how to harness it, and provides you with a healing journey resource that is priceless and transformative and can transform any clue of consciousness anytime, anywhere. So I invite you to explore. I have detailed articles about both of these offerings, my Healing into Happiness PLAYbook and my Restoring into Consciousness Toolkit. So there's a long detailed article so you know exactly the magic you're investing in. It goes into detail about what's included, and you can see if it's a good fit for your present healing journey through life. You deserve all the resources, empowerment, and loving guidance, because you deserve to live in a consciousness that feels good to experience and inhabit. You deserve to transform your life into a beautiful playground of infinite love through your own miraculous self. You're already worthy. You already have power. It's just time to step into that truth in a deeper way so that all of you can feel it and be present there. I also create content for Patreon, and I have merchandise on Teespring, and I create free content for places like the YouTubes and Instagram and Facebook, and I have lots of content from the past several years on my blog also, so please feel free to check out those offerings as well. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for being you. I love you, and I believe in you, and I know that you have what it takes, and you are worthy of all the beautiful, magical moments in this life. Thank you for connecting. I love you, and I believe in you. Namaste, soul friends. The liberated inner child of light and love in me sees and honors the liberated inner child of love and light in you. Have a beautiful and blessed day, soul friends.